Another bulldozer has hit the pavement, known as the 2019 NASCAR silly season, as it was announced 2 weeks ago that Daniel Hemric would take over the number 31 Caterpillar Chevrolet Camaro for Richard Childress Racing. It will be his first full-time NASCAR Cup Series season, and he will compete for the 2019 Sunoco Rookie of the Year. So far, Daniel Hemric's NASCAR career has been defined by just one word: consistency. His career in NASCAR began with 2 very consistent years in the Truck Series. During his tenure, Hemric scored 0 wins, 15 top 5s, 30 top 10 finishes, and he finished in the top 10 in drivers' points for both of those seasons. Even without a win, his career still extended to the Xfinity Series, and he eventually was tagged by Richard Childress to drive the number 21 Chevrolet Camaro. As of the fall Dover race, Daniel Hemric has scored 0 wins, 20 top 5s, 35 top 10 finishes, and is currently trying to make it to Homestead, something he achieved during the 2017 season. In addition, he has made 2 NASCAR Cup Series starts, which were at the Richmond race in April and the Charlotte Roval. And let's just say the only highlight was Daniel Hemric completely dumping Jeffrey Earnhardt and helping Kyle Larson advance. He has an average finish so far of 27.5. So yeah, not a very good start, but that's just the scrap material for Daniel Hemric, as he will be in a full-time ride in the 31 team for the 2019 season. Even though I personally favor Daniel Hemric as a driver, he has not earned this full-time opportunity at RCR. While he has been consistent throughout his NASCAR career, he has yet to win a NASCAR sanctioned race. When he drove for Brad Keselowski Racing in the Truck Series, he was a consistent contender week in and week out that could never close the deal, and he never capitalized late in the race. And in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, while RCR is considered a weaker race team, the Xfinity program isn't too bad, especially the 21 team. There have been countless races where Daniel Hemric has either choked away wins or cautions have fallen at the worst occasions. While consistency is always valued into a race car driver, NASCAR is built on one mentality: winning. Especially with this current playoff format. The fact that RCR is bringing up a driver with no experience, no taste whatsoever of victory lane is not the right move for both the organization and for Daniel Hemric. Just think of how long it took for NASCAR Xfinity Series champion Austin Dillon to win a race at RCR. In fact, both of his wins so far were lucky scenarios. Had Jimmy Johnson not run out of fuel, Austin Dillon would have finished second in the Charlotte 600. In addition, had Eric Almirola blocked Austin Dillon's momentum on top of the racetrack sooner, I don't see a scenario where Austin wins either. For Daniel Hemric, the fact that he is 0 for 112 in both the NASCAR Xfinity Series and the Camping World Truck Series is just going to make it much, much harder. I don't see a scenario where Daniel Hemric gets a win in the next 5 years unless he catches a lucky break. In a way, Daniel Hemric is just like Ty Dillon, as much as a lackluster driver he is. Ty Dillon does not deserve this 31 car either, but the younger Dillon brother has at least won a NASCAR sanctioned race. He won 4 races in the Xfinity Series and the Truck Series, and he has an ARCA Series championship, with roughly the same level of consistency as Hemric when he raced in the Xfinity Series from 2014 to 2016.
And all that. He builds that up and is kicked to the curb for someone who can't hold a f***ing line.
Daniel Hemric's situation at RCR is the polar opposite of Cole Custer at Stewart-Haas Racing, even though both drivers are on the same level in terms of talent. Despite the likely opening at SHR with the number 41 Haas Automation Ford Mustang, it is unlikely Cole Custer himself will get promoted to that car. In fact, Gene Haas stated that Cole needs to win. A rush into Cup would do more harm than good. Meanwhile, Daniel Hemric is moving up to the NASCAR Cup Series with 0 career wins. I think this move just speaks volumes and shows the differences between powerhouse organizations such as Stewart-Haas Racing and dying empires like Richard Childress Racing. So if Daniel Hemric is not qualified for the number 31, then which driver is? Who has the career achievements and talent to perform on a week-to-week basis and improve the race team? My recommendation is Brett Moffitt. This guy has absolutely excelled in underfunded equipment and has won multiple NASCAR sanctioned races. Currently in 2018, driving the number 16 for Hiroti Racing Enterprises in the NASCAR Truck Series, Moffitt has won a grand total of 4 races, earned 9 top 5 and top 10 finishes, and is currently a favorite to win the championship. In addition, I think this move is the best long-term investment for RCR. Let an experienced driver ready for Cup drive the already decently sponsored 31 car. Rebuild that race team into a playoff contender, and once Austin Dillon and Brett Moffitt have a few consistent seasons and win a couple races, add a 3rd car for Daniel Hemric. Smoky Mountain and South Point would co-sponsor the number 8 Chevrolet Camaro, and hopefully by that time period, Hemric is a multiple race winner in NASCAR, maybe even a champion, and he's primed for success in the highest level of NASCAR racing. This would be a smart move for the organization, but sadly in today's world, it's all about the business model, so that'll never happen. So the bottom line, Daniel Hemric is a great driver, but with 0 career wins and decent equipment, it's hard for me to say he's earned it, especially when drivers such as Ross Chastain, Ryan Preece, Brett Moffitt, and Chase Briscoe have won and succeeded. They have outdriven their equipment most of the time in this sport, yet they are relegated to smaller teams or have to fight hard to save their careers. My only expectations in 2019 for Daniel Hemric are to finish top 25 in the driver's points. Believe me, I hate being very critical of this move, but just the idea of a driver with 0 career NASCAR wins on a top-level team, it just doesn't sound promising. Please, Daniel Hemric, prove us all wrong and win a NASCAR Xfinity Series race and overachieve in Cup next year. I would love to be wrong in this scenario. So anyways, this is NASCAR Racing Fan 2015 signing out, and just remember, life's a beach and then you drive.